Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Brian JT Watts here with another episode of Come Together. I know it's been a few weeks, but we are back now with a new guest, and I hope that you enjoy it. So, after these messages, we'll be right back. Come together.
Hey, it's Tawana here, full time entrepreneur, full time mom. I'm here to tell you that having Brian, or should I say Mr. Wise, as a resource for my son throughout his high school years has been extremely instrumental in making sure he got and stayed scholarship ready. Even now, as a freshman in college, my son knows that Mr. Watts is just a call away. So you want someone in your child's life that has the experience that Brian brings. You want someone who has the relatability factor that Brian brings. You need someone like this on your child's team. It takes a village, and it is great to have Mr. Watts as a part of your village.
This is the greatest game of telephone that has ever been played. Someone said the black man doesn't raise his kids or care for his family, and that message is still being told to everyone today. They even have us saying,
We are not a monolith. We have various opinions and thoughts. We are much more than what we are portrayed to be by the media.
Even when we are the victims of injustice, we are still portrayed as the perpetrators. When it comes to the black man, there is an intentional plan to discredit the past, arrest the present, and destroy the future.
Something must be done, but nothing will work until we come together. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here with our guest today. I met this guy when I was in Huntsville in college years ago. And sometimes there's just guys, I know fellas, y'all can feel me on this. There's just guys that are just cool, and you're just like, I like that dude. And, and he's still cool to this day. It's been a minute. So I want to introduce all of y'all to Jeff Giant, Jeff Johnson. How you doing today, brother?
What's happening? What's happening? I think we got the same memo on the shirts. I like that.
Yes.
You had a suit on yesterday, but you ready today. I see you.
Hey, we try to do a little something. We got you're supposed to rub off on me, so that's good. It's all good stuff.
It's on.
Good stuff. So, like I said, we met in Huntsville. I know that you got a lot going on now, and I like the fact that I'm seeing brothers as we age, as we get older and more mature, getting into stuff that we weren't into, because it lets me know that there's still time for us to discover more about ourselves. There's still time for us to jump into things that we might not have jumped into. So many times people make it seem like if you didn't do it in your youth, it's over. And you have shown by doing a lot of things that we didn't see you doing. You might have been doing back then, but we didn't see you doing back then. So when I remember meeting you, I believe you were a barber, a very good barber at that. I didn't always have the money to come to your shop because y'all the good people out there. But I was in college, so stuff was low. But and you were also, I think you were a deacon, so you were a well-respected guy in the community. A barber has a lot of respect. The deacon has a lot of respect. So you were always that kind of guy. What is it that you have going on now? And tell us that and how the Giant name came to be.
Okay, well, right now, what I have going on now that I'm still a barber. Yes, I have my own shop, own business, over 35, almost 40 years, man. 40 years is very, very good to me. So, one thing is that, hey, I'm not a starving artist. All right. And number two is that, I love just making people feel good, happy. I'm a clean comedian. All right. I don't do no cussing. Okay. Some kids I could get, some kids I can't. Kids I can't because I just don't want to cuss.
Right.
And so, so I'm still loving that craft and working that angle. And just making sure that I keep everything on the up and up straight. Deacon, no, I'm not with that church no more. I'm over at another church. And hey, when you do stuff in the church for a while, you know, it's after a while, it's like, I've been there, I've done that, and it's time for someone else to move on. You know, it's time for someone else to do it. You know, right. I hate to see them dookies that's like 106 years old still trying to hold an offering plate. They're trying to take it to the, come on, go. Could you please go sit on that morning bench with your with the other ones?
That's right.
So,
that's right.
Yeah, so yeah, man, I'm just enjoying life. Now, how did I get to my name, Jeff Giant? So I look at things like this. I look at Giant as I mentioned that I wanted to be more that it's a conquer. It's like I could conquer any obstacle. So as Giant, that means I may be a little short in stature, but I'm still a giant, and I will still. Don't laugh. Why are you laughing? See what I mean? I can't do this interview. I think it's short in stature. You just thought I may be short in stature, but as a giant, I can conquer anything and everything, and I have no limitation. So I said, you know, I'm gonna call my name Jeff Giant. So I can conquer whatever it is.
That fits too, because I mean, of course, people can't tell what your height is on here because we're sitting down, but you have never seemed to me to be a guy who wouldn't take something off. You know what I'm saying? Right. Your whole attitude, your whole bravado was just like, yo, whatever. What is it? I've seen you on the basketball court.
Exactly. Yes.
From none of those guys who were taller and wider than you, and you know, you did your thing. So that definitely fits. And I like when somebody comes up with a name that actually embodies who they are, something I can believe in and be like, okay, yeah, that is you. Some people come up with names, you know, like, dude, that's not what it is. You're trying to fake it till you make it, or something like that. But this actually fits. So how did this comedy bug bite you? Because I know there are dudes who are just funny, you know, in situations, guys who sit around and talk. And, you know, a lot of us were pretty humorous and stuff, but everybody couldn't go on to do comedy. You know, it's a craft, it's an art form, and it's something special. So what bit you and made you say, you know what, I'm gonna go into this?
Well, I was just growing up, it was 2 or 3 things. One of them was that I got in trouble so much. By saying whatever came out of my mouth. Then I had to back it up. Okay. And so after a while, by backing it up, that means I had to fight everybody. And after you get a sense of understanding that, look here, if I'm going to be tough, I know I'm going to have to take whatever I say and whatever they think I'm saying. I'm going to have to be able to defend myself. So the encouragement of me growing up and with my mouth and just keep saying things, I had to back it up. And by that being said, so when I get in trouble in school and I had to go to the principal's office, I used to negotiate my own punishment because I didn't want to go home. Right. You know, they say, you know, hey, you could go home for 3 days, or, you know, you get this paddling, because they was paddling back then. Yeah, so I will say something, or I will talk to them in a way that just make them a little humorous. Right. And so maybe the 4 licks I get, maybe I only got 2 or 3, because we in the office and we're laughing because I'm trying to let them understand, you know, hey, well, wait a minute, you know, can we negotiate something else? And they like, come on, are you gonna get these licks or what? I said, yeah, but let me talk to you about a little something. And so after a while, they start laughing. We started, and then I get mine. I'll go on back to the classroom. So just it was just an early age and stage in my life that I was always doing things, but turn it around and had to wiggle my way, finesse it, whatever I had to do to get out of it. And I genuinely liked it.
Wow.
So with people all the time, it's just that I just like people. So the things that come out of my mouth, the things I say or something, it was just because it was just a part of me. You know, I didn't have to think about or come up with something. It was right there. Bam.
Right. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, it's more, I think it's a lot more enjoyable and it's a lot easier when it's just something that comes naturally, you know, something that you don't have to go try to put on.
Right.
I've had friends telling me to go into comedy for years. I don't think it's something I should do. But because I've been a student of comedy since I was young. I mean, I was watching Bob Newhart and all those guys back in the day, and you know, some of the black comedians I couldn't watch because they weren't on TV back then. Stuff they were saying, but you know, today I watch a lot of comedy still, and I actually did it. I was in Atlanta, and I got into a comedy. I guess it was a competition. You could win some money, and I got up there and I did my 5 minutes. And I'm gonna tell you, I know you know this, but listening audience, viewing audience, 5 minutes is a long time when you are trying to tell some jokes.
Yeah.
And it's your first time, it feels like an hour. So I'm standing up there, and all I'm worried about is, are they gonna laugh at this? And even when they laughed at what I said, I'm like, okay, they're gonna laugh at the next thing, you know. So it was traumatic. It felt good after it was over. A lot of people said, "Oh man, you were great," but I was like, "Yeah, I can't keep going through this kind of trauma." Right. So I don't want to do that. Now, you did say you're a clean comedian, and I think that is a plus. Not just because it gives people a choice to hear people that there's a lot of people who don't like profanity and stuff like that and lewd topics. And I think that there should be comedians that do that. But the funny thing about clean comedians is if you're funny, you can go anywhere because you can joke beside the people who aren't clean comedians. And of course, you can go to the churches and the places where they do want clean comedians. So do you find that as a plus for you? Has that opened up more doors?
I wouldn't say open up more doors yet. It is a plus for me mentally. You know, it's a plus for me that I'm clean because, you know, I don't have to see some people. And see, this is another thing. Some folk aren't clean and then they try to be clean and then they end up, you know, messing your stuff up because they're like, dude, you're not really, you know, you're not. And it doesn't come out right. It doesn't come out right because it's not in them for it to come out like that. And so it's okay. I'm okay. I'm cool. But I love to have more, you know, because sometimes I go to places and they be like, dude, you really don't need to be here.
Wow.
Yeah, they always tell me that. They're like, you don't really need to be here. You need to be somewhere else. And I'll be like, hey, you know, I'm where I need to be, you know, for the time. And so I don't get nothing.
I don't think I've ever heard that before because I mean, you know, I know we both know Jonathan Slocum, who's probably one of the top to me in the last 10, 20 years clean comedians. I've seen him on the road. I saw him. He was on Def Comedy Jam and he stayed clean and did his thing. And he had a whole cuss-free comedy series that he used to tour, and they were great. And like you said, there were some comedians on there who were not clean comedians, but they did it clean for his show, you know. And it's funny to see them in different places because you're like,
right,
okay, that's different. But for the clean comedian to go over somewhere else, it's not a chance to change. They're still the same, and so that makes it pretty good. Now, I saw something else that you're doing, and I've been trying to get involved. And I think this is amazing. You've been doing exercise videos now.
Yeah.
Now, these videos are at the house, it looks like, or they're not someplace. You're not in some huge gym. You're not trying to be Jack LaLanne or anybody like that. You're just in there trying to get people motivated. So tell me how that began.
I'll tell you exactly how that began. That began when the pandemic hit.
Okay.
When nobody could go anywhere and you couldn't do nothing. You just shelter in your house. And so I was like, man, I can't talk no more. You can't see nobody. So you know what? And I was like, well, you know, I do want to work. I do want to do something. And so I started just going on air and start exercising.
Okay.
And then I put my phone on and folks start coming and they start commenting. And after a while, it just became more and more because, you know, during the pandemic, all you would do, sit around, watch Netflix, and eat honey buns.
Yeah.
All right? Honey buns and Netflix. And that's all. Little Debbie's and honey buns and Netflix. All right. And so, so after a while, I was like, man, I want to do something. So I just started, always like working out. I couldn't play any more basketball because you're in there, people sneezing, breathing, you sweating. Right. I'm like, no, you couldn't. So that was over with. So I'm like, man, so I just came up with that because, I just wanted to continue working out and having fun doing it. Right. And now I'm still doing it. Hey, this is what, 5, 6, 7 years later, and I'm still doing it. And I'm working out. And people, I call them a family.
Okay.
And we work out because everybody now need to do movement.
Yes.
I don't care what you do, as long as you move, you have to exercise for your body. And we're getting older.
No doubt.
We're getting older, and everything inside of us want to tell us, hey, I don't want to do nothing no more. All your insides telling you, I ain't moving no more. So, but when you start doing it, then your body start getting rejuvenated.
Right.
And then you start feeling that, hey, all right. And it start feeling good to you. So that's how I started. And that's how I just continue every morning. And then I'm going to tell you another thing. It was like a therapy for me because I became my dad's caregiver.
Right.
And so mentally dealing with my pop, knowing that he had a stroke and he was going down, mentally every morning, me exercising gave me that strength. It gave me that energy. Right. It gave me that power that I know what I have to deal with him and the day. So right. it just helped me in so many different ways. And by doing it, I'm still exercising and getting stronger and still doing it. So that's why I love it. And you in your own home.
Right. That's what I like.
You're in your own home. You don't care what you look like. Ain't nobody around you. You ain't got to put on no airs. You can smell whatever way you want to smell, and you can let stuff go wherever you want to go because ain't nobody there but you.
Well, the problem is I could also watch it like a TV show, and I ain't got to do nothing. So, I mean, nobody else is looking, so it's good. It's very motivating. It's very motivating, and your attitude and everything in there, you're not making it seem like, sometimes I watch these videos and I see these guys and they're talking about these tough exercises and they're making it seem like I can't do it. So I can't, but I mean, you're making it seem like, hey, everybody come on. You're talking to the people that are on the, coming on with you. At first, I didn't know that you were actually talking to people. I was like, oh, who is he talking to? Because I would get the video. I wouldn't be watching it live. I'd get it sent. And so, but it's great because now I have a collection. And so I can get them and say, okay, I'm going to choose this one today. And I'm going to exercise with Jeff and get it on. So it's really good for all of those who don't know. It's on Facebook. And he just sends them out through
Facebook. Hey, it comes on 617 every morning on Facebook. 617 live. It's live. And that's what I love about it.
You know what? I'm gonna have to start getting on that. Well, 617 is a little late for me. It's right before I go to work, but I'm gonna keep doing the videos right now. When my day's off, I'll try to join in at 617. See, I'm gonna shock you one day and just come up in there.
Oh man, it's beautiful, man. And okay, this is the difference. When people want to go to the gym, I'm not knocking the gym. Right. But you're gonna go to the gym maybe 3 times a week. Right. Okay. If you maybe 2, 3, 3 times a week. Okay, average. But at your own home, you're not moving. It's not cold. It's not you in your own house. Okay, and all you do is just put it on and let's do it for at least a hard 45 minutes.
There you go.
You know,
it messed me up because cold was my excuse. I'm up here in Maryland, but now I'm like, okay, Jefferson took that away. So yeah, it's really good, and I think that there's a lot of little things that we can do to help each other. And that's something that's
absolutely
a lot of people.
I'm so glad. Yeah.
You've always seemed to have that kind of bubbly personality where it's like, listen, I'm trying to look out. If you don't want no help, then you ain't got to come over here. But if you're down,
right.
come through, and you're somewhat, it's weird to me because meeting you in Huntsville, I know, where are you from? Ohio or somewhere like that?
Chicago, man.
Chicago? You're from Chicago?
Chicago.
I know it was Midwest somewhere. Okay, so you're from Chicago. That explains it because I was like, this dude is a hustler, man. Like, he gets it in. And, being from the Bronx, I'm like, that hustler mentality, that's what we do. We do what we got to do to get it together. And even your barbershop is a lot more like a Chicago or New York barbershop. I remember the last time I was there, I bought some socks.
I got them still.
That's a real barbershop. You know what I'm saying? Where you can just buy some stuff. I'm like, wait, he got me looking good. Okay, I need them socks right there, and I need this, I need that. Those are the shops in the city. And so you always had that mentality of, if there's something else that needs to be done, I'm gonna get it done. So
Yes.
really appreciate that. And I think it was probably, without you knowing, probably mentored a lot of us younger brothers and made us see, things that we needed to do to improve and to just be cool people with people. You know what I'm saying? It was always, excuse me, always that vibe. So I definitely appreciate that. Now, as you being in the South, you being from Chicago and now living in Alabama, how have you seen any issues with you as far as being a businessman and becoming now an entertainer? How does that work with, especially now that we're in the late parts of Black History Month? Has that affected you as far as having any trouble getting into venues or getting into business things, being a Black male in today's society?
Well, first of all, by living in Huntsville and living in Chicago, I had the best of both worlds because I had the city. I know the city, and then here, a little bit of the country and the slower pace and the move. But I have both of the best worlds, and I love both of them.
Right.
Now, to answer your question, it's just me. I really didn't really have a big problem with getting into things or doing things, my business, and just what things that I wanted to do. Like, okay, let's say the entertainment. Like I said, I have a job. I own my own business,
Right.
So I wasn't starving. So I'm not really pressed. People like, man, why don't you go on out there? And I'm like, I'll go out there on weekends, but I got some here during the week. If I don't, if I don't have it, but as long as the Lord is blessing me and I keep giving back to Him, He's making all of my He's just making it happen for me.
Wow.
And I can just truly say that I'm blessed if I do have it. I'm blessed if I don't, because I'm still moving and I'm still doing things. I'm just not letting things just like, oh man, I'm not making, so and so ain't turning me on. This person, I don't. I look at it, if it's meant for me, it's just meant for me.
Right.
And if it isn't meant for me, hey, that's fine. I'll get it next time if it's there. If not, I'll get something better.
Well, yeah, I feel you on that. I think that we both sort of have that attitude, even in us getting together to do this. We've been talking for a minute, you know what I'm saying? But I was never like mad that I couldn't get in touch with you or you couldn't get back with me, whatever it is. It's like, when it's time, it'll work out. And I'm telling you, when timing is right, it's right. There's nothing you can do about it. It works out. It works out the best. I try to make my plans as well as possible, and I'm sure you do the same thing. But sometimes when you've planned all that you can and things don't work out, then okay, maybe that wasn't supposed to work out. Maybe it'll work out later.
Right.
So that it's good that you have something, because like you said, you're not a starving artist. You're not out there saying, if I don't do this, my whole world is going to fall apart. I'm not going to pay my money.
I got to get this gig. I have to.
That's true. That's true. Well, a lot of comedians now have been talking about this this era of being woke, excuse me, and political correctness and all of this stuff. Are there topics that you stray away from? We know that you stray away from probably things that are lewd and profane, but are there other topics that you sort of leave alone because you don't want to get involved, or because of the way that people are responding to things that people are saying these days? How does that affect your comedy?
It doesn't affect me at all, because I don't stray from nothing. My name is Giant. I tackle it all. Okay. Don't you forget that. I tackle it all. My name is Giant. Jeff Giant. It's just how your delivery is with topics. All right. That's all you have to do, is your delivery and your approach to it.
Okay.
If you approach it right and deliver right, it'll come out more humorous, and might not offend you or offend a person, but if it is, it's not going to be in a way that's like just really just like Cat Williams sitting on the couch. Cat Williams sitting on it. Cat Williams sitting on the couch, drinking that 180 proof cognac and just offending everybody that he can think of. Okay?
So you're not going on Club Shay Shay. That's what you said. You're not. That's not you.
No, Club Shay Shay. I tell you what, if I do go on Club Shay Shay, I'll be drinking apple juice in that.
Okay, I feel you.
I'm not drinking no liquor because we see what the liquor can do. Monique got on there and did the same thing.
Right.
Sipping and telling it too much.
Right.
Too much information that we do not need to know.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It seems like everybody's putting all their business out now. And that it's not just that they're putting all their business out. Nobody's concerned now that they put their business out. It's just like, hey, look, I'm just going to do this. So it's a wild thing, and it seems like it's becoming a domino effect. Everybody's like, okay, well, let me do mine. And I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and keep my business to myself, and I'm good. I don't need to, and I'm not going to tell nobody else's either. I'm gonna just leave everybody alone and let it happen. This is definitely not that type of show. So we won't be pulling out any old secrets or any new secrets or anything like that. We're good. Right. So what are your types of gigs now that you end up doing the most? Are you emceeing shows? Are you doing stand-up shows? What is it?
I'm hosting a lot, hosting a lot of shows. I do, just last week. Look, let me tell you something. My range is so broad. Okay, it's so broad that I don't even know what I can do sometimes. I did a funeral repass just the last week.
A repass?
They said, Jeff, I want you to come. My sister gone, and at the repass, I want you just line it up for us. Just come and just and man, I did. I did it.
How did that go over?
They loved it. They said, man, we didn't feel it was so enlightening and so light, and it was just so much fun. So it wasn't just you're sitting there and you're still thinking about the loved one. And the sisters asked me to do it, and then I did, and they loved it. And the other people came up to me and said, man, this was really nice. And I'm sitting like, I did a funeral.
Right, a repass. I've never even heard of that. Now, I've hosted what they call, I'm the guy who's up at the funeral introducing everybody and bringing people up. And they, I would speak in between and stuff like that, but never a repass. That's new. That you might have opened up a whole new genre right there.
I think I did. But you know what? And that's one of the main things I love. I love just different. You ask me to do something, I'll be like, okay, let me try it. I went to California this past last summer. Actually, it wasn't last summer. It was about 5 months ago. Okay. 5 to 6 months ago, I went to California and did a gig. And I got there and I got all my stuff, wrote down everything. And then I walk all the way up there. And I looked in, wasn't nobody under 85 years old. Okay, nobody. And nobody is only, and only one person was my color. All right. Wow. I'm sitting there like, dude, you did not tell me this.
You way out of your demographic.
Hey, yes, but guess what? After it was over, they was like, wow, who is this guy? It was lovely. I did, I wasn't. Look, I'm never, ever afraid of nothing. And that's one of the main things. You just have to tackle what's in front of you. Hey, like you said a few minutes ago, you better fake it till you make it. Hey, you don't know what you're making sometimes, but hey, and that's what I did. And that was funny because it was like a senior citizen retirement center, and it was like a retreat. And I said, so what is the script? I said, what's the script? What you got me doing? He said, you are the script. What? It's on you. Wow. Okay, so let it do what it do.
Set him free. Let him do his thing. That's ad-lib city right there, dude. That's it.
So I'm just telling you, just all type of ranges from here to here. It doesn't matter, but it has to be in your blood to do it.
That's correct. That is true. That's definitely true. Well, look, we're going to take a break for commercial. We're going to come right back, ladies and gentlemen, with more with Jeff Giant.
Brian J.T. Watts is the owner and founder of the Brian Watts and Just Let Me Teach companies. During his time as an administrator and as an international instructor, he has viewed education from various vantage points. His life and professional experiences have equipped him with object lessons, logic, stories, and an appropriate humor that he utilizes to enhance presentations and connect with the audience. He is also a multifaceted educational consultant that provides seminars for parents and motivational experiences for students. Additionally, he offers classroom management, student engagement, and new faculty seminars, which are professional development seminars for teachers. As you know, he has a wide variety of services to offer, but today we are focusing on his parent seminars. There are many reasons why parents need this seminar. Schools and education has been enhanced greatly by professional development for teachers and improving students, textbooks, technology, and the list goes on and on. Unfortunately, someone forgot about informing the parents. The seminars are based off the book he authored, How to Help Your Children Help Themselves. His program will educate parents on some of the things that are going on in our schools today. He will discuss school choice, relationships with teachers, and most importantly, the relationships with your children in education. So, if you are a parent or decision maker at your school or school district, please consider hosting How to Help Your Children Help Themselves seminar. He would love to come and talk with you, and let's get the parenting back into education.
Hi, I'm super excited to stop by and chat with you about Brian Watts. He's a wonderful tutor, and we were fortunate to have Brian in our son Ryan's life for several years. Brian has a way of breaking down mathematical principles in such a way that it's digestible, it makes sense, it makes it easier. It's not this big monster with the stigma behind it. But Brian really has a way of relating to children and making it fun and understandable. So we were extremely pleased with Brian. He made a difference in Ryan's ability to perform well on exams, to complete homework assignments, and you will not be disappointed. I'm really glad that you're going to have an opportunity to work with him as well.
Going down. So tell me this. When you, now that you're out there doing your thing, how do you get engagements? How do you let people know what you're doing? I want our listeners and viewers to be able to tap into the Giant and let them know what it is, what kind of things that you do, what you're available for, and then how they can get in touch with you.
Yeah, well, you could go to jeffgiant.com. I have a website, and you can put everything in what you need. I host, like I said, I do everything. I do weddings, graduations, divorces, funerals, you name it. You go to my site. You could take my number down, 256-970-9902. I'm on Instagram, on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok now.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm ticking the talk. I'm still learning, but I'm on ticking the talk too.
Okay.
So I'm on the Jeff Giant Entertainment too on Facebook and on YouTube. Okay. You go to my jeffgiant.com. It's my website, and sign up. Hey, or give me a call. It doesn't matter. A lot of things is by word of mouth and people that know, give me. I just got a phone call today about this cancer in June. It's a cancer in the park, cancer survivors.
Okay.
And they want me to do some things there for them. I'm like, I love that. I love specific things that people want me to do, because I can, mold it right around what it is. And I don't care what the cause is. I don't care. I will do it, So, yeah, that's exactly how you can get in touch with me.
That's great. That's great. Well, listen, I hope that some of these people get in touch with you and use you for those things. You're getting a lot of experience in a lot of different areas. And I think the funny thing about being a host and a comedian is that the more things you go to do, especially the more odd they are, the more material you're getting.
Exactly.
So yeah, it definitely makes it good. Well, listen, I think that you are a positive role model for our brothers, and I definitely wanted to have you on here because that's what this show is about, showcasing the positivity of Black men, because we don't always get a good rap out there. So we want to put some good stuff out and let people know who's out here doing good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And I want to just say something about that, is that the Black man now is lower than we're the lowest on the totem pole. Wow. We got the white man, then the white lady, then the Black woman, then the Mexican, then everything but us. We used to be up there. Now we're the last. Wow. Okay. So, and then they just allowing us to just run crazy amongst ourselves. As long as we're talking about each other, they laughing at us. And that's what we need to understand. Our brothers out there need to understand. As long as Black folk are on Black folk and degrading Black folk, they laughing at us. They love it. And they look at it and they say, see, look at them. That's why they can't get along. They always, you know what? And that's put us right back another 100, 150 feet. Okay? So I want us to learn that, they allow us to. They in Chicago and all the cities, they allow us to kill each other. Right. They really do. They want us to kill each other, and we're doing it. And talking about us and on talking about us, it's almost like they want that, and we're giving it to them. And we need to stop. That's what we need to stop.
Well, we're going to try to. We try to do that. We're trying to bring out the positivity because the negative gets all the news. All the news. We're trying to put some good stuff out. And, so bringing brothers like you and other people out to show people, hey, look, this is not all what you think it is. So we want to see some positive stuff out here. And I appreciate you coming out, man. Thanks a lot for doing this. And I hope, like I said, I hope some people give you a call. And, maybe sooner or later we'll get you back on here. You can tell us some more stories about some crazy stuff you've been into.
Absolutely. As long as we make sure we both wear our shirts alike, we'll
plan it next time.
We plan it, baby. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, man.
No problem. Have a great one.
Thank you, man.
Peace. All right, y'all. That was Jeff Giant Johnson. Had a great time, man. Love talking to that brother, and I hope that y'all get in touch with him. Let him know when you can use him to host or just to come be a comedian for you. And if you're in Huntsville, Alabama, definitely get with him because he's a great barber and he's going to take care of you. All right, y'all. That's it for today, and we will see you next time.